What's up everybody, my name is BroGrizzly and today we're checking out my highlights of E3 2016. I'm fresh off of watching the Sony press conference and my god, how awesome, what a brilliant year it's been this year. Some good points, some bad points. I'm simply going to give you a really rough rundown of what I've kind of seen as the really great bits, if you like, the highlights. Starting off with EA Titanfall 2, we got a couple of small trailers, one multiplayer, one single player, based around the kind of story and the developments and how far Titanfall's come since its first release. Really excited for Titanfall 2. We've got a release date at the 28th of October, and I can't wait to jump in and call in for Titanfall. The next one we saw was or I guess my next highlight was Mass Effect Andromeda. We got a small kind of, I guess, teaser trailer, if you can call it that, from the developers, just showing their kind of developments and progression around Mass Effect Andromeda. The Mako Land Rover moon buggy thing is back, which is awesome. And yeah, no, I really can't wait to kind of start and kickstart the new adventure in Mass Effect. Something that interested me was a new game called Fee or Faye. Very similar kind of presentation to what we got from the guys at Coldwood Studio last year when they announced Unravel with Yanni and things like that. Fee was, yeah, interesting. I really want to see more about this game. It kind of had an Ori and the Blind Forest kind of vibe to it. Really like kind of fantastical, kind of like mysterious. Yeah, really cool. Can't wait to see more. The next one really caught my attention. It was kind of impossible not to. Was Battlefield 1. Now EA put a massive focus on Battlefield 1 and on the developments of their new game. Obviously with a release date, I think it's coming out later this year, which is really exciting. They also had a big kind of celebrity standoff. You had Snoop Dogg, there was Wiz Khalifa, there was Zac Efron, there was Terry Crews. There was a really good kind of selection of celebrities there, all going head to head playing Battlefield 1. We saw one map, we saw different weather conditions, we saw a big old Zeppelin come over and crash. It was really cool, really interesting and really quite dynamic. So Titanfall 2, Mass Effect Andromeda, Fee or Faye, I've got to work on the pronunciation of that, and Battlefield 1 are my big highlights from EA. Bethesda was up next, and Bethesda I was really excited for, having watched their last year's live stream and being so blown away with, you know, how they came about and how Todd Howard was there, just king of that stage. You know, he really kind of went and got the crowd's kind of attention straight away. This year, not so much. They started off with Quake, which really didn't capture my attention at all. The only two things that I got from their kind of conference, I guess, was the Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition, so the remastering to Elder Scrolls, and the the Doom demo. It was level 1. We get to play free of charge. Yeah, I guess that was really it from Bethesda. I would have loved to have seen an Elder Scrolls 7, are we on now, I think, something like that, like a next in line. For me, there was too much about Elder Scrolls Online. There was too much about this bloody trading card game that they're bringing out. Personally, I hate trading card games. I think Hearthstone is and will always be the best one, and if you ask me, that's more than is necessary. So really, that's kind of it from Bethesda. A bit of a shame, but hopefully next year they'll, if they are going to do one next year, it'll be a bit more exciting and they'll have a bit more to kind of show. Up next was Microsoft. Of course, a big Xbox fan here. BroGrizzly is primarily an Xbox One fan. Well, at least I was up until I saw Sony's press conference, but we'll get on to that in a bit. Firstly, they announced the new consoles, so the Xbox One S. They're kind of following the Apple, I guess the Apple branding or marketing techniques here. Maybe the next one will be the SE or the 6S or whatever. I don't know. But either way, it was quite cool to see. They've taken on board people's feedback. Of course, as technology goes on, it gets smaller, it gets slimmer, it gets quieter. And there you go. So the Microsoft One S, it's about 40% smaller. It's white, awesome. Still doesn't come bundled with the Elite controller, but nevertheless, it still looks. Personally, I will not be getting one unless my Xbox One goes up the creek. But otherwise, yeah, no, I'm happy to keep my Xbox One. They did announce a new, I guess, scheme or program called Play Anywhere. This basically meant that for anybody that bought an Xbox game that had this Play Anywhere logo on it, if you bought it on Xbox One, you could also play it on Windows. That doesn't mean you take the Xbox One disc and put it into your PC. You just, I think you either get a code or you use some taps. There's some way for you to redeem the game on a Windows gaming system. So really, really cool there. Made a lot of fans happy. Again, I'm not really much of a PC gamer, so for me it didn't really make much of a difference, but really, really cool either way. They're also kind of going on about how they want to bring two networks together, so they want to take the PC community and integrate it with their Xbox One community. That for me was a difference, because I do have a lot of friends that do prefer to play on PC, so being able to play with them in certain games is going to be awesome. The next thing that I guess caught my attention was the Gears of War 4. I'm a massive Gears of War fan, really, really have been since the start, if you like. Judgment played, the remaster, I played all of those. I'm really, really great Gears of War fan. After we played the beta a couple of months ago, I guess I was a little bit underwhelmed. The multiplayer, I guess, graphics and the movement and how it all works was a little too similar for me, a little bit too similar to Gears of War 3 for me. So the sequel hadn't really made much of a kind of progression, I guess. So with that being said, I mean, I will definitely play Gears of War 4. I'll certainly 100% play the storyline and complete that. But the multiplayer for me probably won't get a lot of my invested time. I'll jump on every now and again, but it won't be something I'll be, playing days and days and days worth of any stretch of imagination. Forza Horizon 3, however, I probably will. Forza Horizon has always been a really great series for me and my friends. It was kind of rumoured that this was going to be coming up, so seeing Horizon 3, the vast expanses of Australia, I think it's saying. I saw kangaroos and things. I can't wait for this game. This will be really, really cool. I've already got my name on one of those kind of trophy truck, dune buggy type things. That's a bit of BroGrizzly right down to the core. Talking to cores, Recore. That's next. Recore was announced last year, and it really, really captured my attention from day one. And then for the past 365 days or so, it's been pretty radio silent. So it was really great to see some kind of developments, some characters, some names, and some of the gameplay there as well. So really, really cool. Division Underground also captured my eye. Quite the high. Quite high, I don't know, I guess quite an interesting Division player. I haven't played it so much over the past couple of months where you've had Overwatch come out, and obviously I'm a big Destiny player as well. So it was either always Destiny or the Division, and since Overwatch come out, it's more become Destiny and Overwatch, and Division's been left almost to the wayside a bit. But I'm looking forward to jumping back into that and playing some of these upcoming expansions. Flicking through my notes, Xbox also announced, or Microsoft also announced, 3 separate kind of forums. It was like a club, a looking for group, and I can't remember the last one, but the one out of the only 3 that really caught my attention was the LFG, the looking for group. The Xbox is supposedly coming with some kind of, or they're having some kind of implementation where you can look for groups to game with. So, being a Destiny player, we do have quite a bit of a problem around looking for groups for raids and other such social things, and we have to generally rely on kind of third-party websites and stuff like that. Bungie are working on integrating an LFG into their app, but again, it's still not really all in one system. But it looks like Microsoft have almost beaten them to the punch, and of course it won't just be based on Destiny, this will be based on any groups you're looking for. So whether it be racing on Forza Horizon, whether it be raiding on Destiny, whether it be, I don't know, taking out some guys in the Dark Zone in the Division, Or it could, of course, be playing together in Minecraft, which brings me on to my next my next part, which is Minecraft Realms. This is an update coming to the Minecraft servers, which basically allows 2 players or more to share a server. Minecraft Realms is basically set up so if, for example, looking at the past, my brother and I would like to play on a Minecraft server, but it would be linked to my gamer tag. So unless I was online, unless I was logged in and playing that server, that game, my brother couldn't play in that same map. Now, with Minecraft Realms, what they're looking to do is they're looking to have these kind of shared servers or shared realms, as they're calling them. So I don't have to be logged in. My brother can still, or any of my friends. I just say my brother because we've been playing quite a lot in the past. He can log in and play without my presence, which is quite good. So basically, if somebody's at work or if somebody's at college or university or wherever they might be, your friends and family and whoever wants to play with you can play regardless of if you're on or not. Really, really cool. Idea Xbox also then had a really cool kind of segment to themselves where we had this really cool big montage clip of loads of different kind of upcoming games and upcoming releases to the Xbox system. And out of the big montage, you had things like Cuphead there, and a big range of other games that don't look like they've been announced yet, or don't look like there's been a lot spoken about them. But one that did stand out to me was Stardew Valley. This is a game that's been given some really great limelight in on the Twitch community at the moment. One of my friends, Bucker's Quest, the Twitch streamer, she recently kind of started playing this Stardew Valley, and I've always kind of think, oh wow, that'd be something to get into. But because it was only on PC, I couldn't do it beforehand. So now it'd be great to see it come to the Xbox One. Something I also forgot about was a game coming from Platinum Games called Scalebound. Now, I thought this was coming out sometime this year, but after it got pushed back a few times, well, it's here again at E3. Whether or not there was a release date announced, I can't recall, but it does look like it's almost a finished product now. So hopefully before long we'll actually get to see Scalebound on shelves and in our Xboxes. Halo Wars 2 was also given a really, quite frankly, an awesome trailer, and the release date of the 21st of February. So keep your eye out for that. My brother and I have recently both purchased Halo Wars 1 using the Xbox backwards compatibility. We've been playing that together quite frequently as well, which is really cool. And finally, to wrap things up, Microsoft announced Project Scorpio. Project Scorpio's their, I guess, code name for the upcoming, or I say upcoming, for next year's, I guess, re-release of the Xbox. The Project Scorpio is basically going to be a more powerful, more beasty, much more under the hood Xbox One. Of course, the price hasn't yet been announced, but I can imagine it's going to be a little bit pricey. But based on the performance we're going to get, they've been dubbing it with kind of 4K capabilities, VR support. They were talking about flops. I don't know what they are, but apparently that's a lot of flops. 6, I think. I don't know what they are. But more or less, yeah, it's kind of stay tuned for further news, if you like. I don't know when or where we'll hear about this, but holiday 2017 is the supposed pen date for the new Xbox. So keep your eyes out for that. And that wrapped it up for Microsoft. It was a pretty strong performance. It was a pretty strong conference from Microsoft. I got a decent list of things I was certainly happy to see. So Halo Wars 2, Sea of Thieves also made a really great appearance as well. Scalebound, seeing Stardew Valley in there. Again, they didn't really speak about that. It was more just included in the montage. Forza Horizon 3, Gears of War 4. Yeah. Overall, pretty impressed with Microsoft. I don't think I could call it necessarily the best conference I've seen from them, but it was certainly up there with one of the strong ones. I liked how they avoided banging on about how the Xbox One comes with like the integrated films and the TV shows. Personally, that's something that I've never used on my Xbox One, and if they started harping on about that during their conference, I probably would have switched off and been a bit upset. But The fanboy in me is happy. I was fairly satisfied with what they've got to show. A bit of a lack of the newer titles, but nevertheless, really quite great to see that. Moving on to Ubisoft, it was getting quite late now, but we've plugged in and it was quite great to see. They kicked off with Ghost Recon Wildlands. This was announced at the end of the Ubisoft's conference last year, and we've had a couple of trailers in the past month or so. So Wildlands now, 7th of March, I believe it's coming out. I think that's the right date. It looks really cool. There was a bit more of a gameplay trailer to it now. Sorry, a live demo of Wildlands. And no, I'm sold on this game. I'm really sold. It looks really great. The whole kind of co-op. Of course, whenever it's a live demo, you do always feel it's a bit scripted, but nevertheless, that kind of 4-player co-op really looks something I can get into. Hopefully using the Xbox LFG integration. Something that I also forgot about alongside Scalebound was the new South Park game. I loved the Stick of Truth. I thought it was one of the best RPGs I've ever played. And South Park, the Fractured Butthole. That's Fractured Butthole, not Butthole. We had Trey Parker and is it Matt Stone, the two the two guys behind South Park, the Mr. and Mr. South Park, if you like. They both came out on stage, were cracking jokes about the name and about how it all kind of, well, everything basically. Really impressed with how it looks. The new developments they've kind of implemented in the new one. Obviously, Cartman was outstanding. Really great to see this. And 6th of December is the release date. So ready for being wrapped and put under the Christmas tree for sure. Next up was For Honor. This was the one where we had the Viking. He came out and did the the Viking came out and did the press conference. Jason Vanderberg, I think his name is. A bit of my own personal crush, I think I've got on Jason. He's quite the cool guy. For Honor's shaping up really good. It looks like it's got a lot more story than what we've previously seen. There looks like there seems to be a bit of more of a main antagonist now, and yeah, I thought it looked a little bit like Chivalry beforehand, which when I've played Chivalry in the past, it doesn't. I guess it hasn't been that great. But For Honor's really shaping up to be something special, so we'll look forward to seeing that on Valentine's Day next year. How lovely! 14th of February, For Honor will be out. So get that for your friends and your loved ones. Trials of the Blood Dragon. This is awesome. This is really cool. So Red Lynx and the guys behind the Far Cry, I guess, spin-off Blood Dragon have come together in this kind of, I guess, compilation or whatever you want to call it. But they're basically combining the Trials mechanics with the Blood Dragon setting. So it's this kind of hyper neo 80s kind of discotheque kind of vibe in the story and the characters, and it's a really cheesy over-the-top action hero mixed with the really high intensity, fast-paced Twitch kind of mechanics of the Trials motorbike games. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know if it's going to be a standalone game or if it's going to be like a Trials Fusion expansion and that you have to own Trials Fusion first. There was no mention of that from what I saw, so it looks to be its own game, which is quite exciting. Flicking again through my notes. Oh yeah, this is a quite big one. Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs 2 to be precise. Yeah, we've seen the demo now. Not the demo, but we've seen the kind of trailers now. Not really much I can say about this other than it looks awesome. I was a bit stung with when Watch Dogs 1 came out. The trailers always look awesome, of course that's what they're designed to do, but on the actual execution, Watch Dogs 1, I think it lacked something, and what that something is I couldn't say, but either way, it was missing something. But Watch Dogs 2, I'm going to go with the skeptical route and say it looks great, but I'm not ready to board the hype train of this one just yet. And then we've got Steep, which wrapped up for Ubisoft. Steep is this kind of high-intensity, adrenaline junkie kind of, I guess, extreme sports game. I guess there's like base jumping and snowboarding and skiing and fishing. No fishing. Just really high-intensity, kind of adrenaline-filled rush of excitement. I think it's going to be similar to like SSX in its gameplay. I guess we will have to wait and see more. So Ubisoft, again, a really great conference from Ubisoft. Yeah, not really much else to say. Aisha Tyler did another really great kind of job presenting the show. She's always one to look out for. Where the rest of the presenters and the kind of hosts, if you like, are generally quite reserved, quite professional, quite, I guess, very business focused. Aisha Tyler's more of a she's more of a gamer. In my opinion, she's the whole show. She should be the one presenting all of the E3 conferences, because you can tell her passion and how excited she gets about the games is shared with the community. So the last conference that I saw, Nintendo are yet to do theirs. They're doing theirs a bit later today. Not being a Nintendo fan, I'm probably going to skip that one personally. Sorry to the Nintendo fans out there. I'm not doing you guys a disservice, but I've spent the past 2.5 days fueled up on cans of Monster Energy drink, and I feel that after the Sony press conference, I actually need to go outside and actually live a little bit more. I feel a bit cooped up at the moment, so no more conferences for me this year, but you'll understand why after this. Sony's press conference, and this is coming from an Xbox fanboy, Sony's PlayStation E3 conference has won E3 2016. There, I said it. Sony won. To open with an orchestra is not something I've ever seen done before in any E3 press conference. Sony really stole the show. There was no BS, there was no waffle, there was no commercial business rubbish. It was just game after game after game after game. It just was brilliantly executed. And to start the show with the new God of War, that was it. I was totally signed over to Sony, and in fact, yes, I probably will be buying my new PS4 a little later in the year, if only just for God of War. I really don't care. God of War just stole the show from the minute they started. And Kratos has got a massive beard now as well, which, sign me up. God of War looked rad. It was a real gameplay. Nobody even heard of this, even mentioned. So for them to bring out a gameplay demo was just outstanding. New characters, there's new bad guys, there's new good guys. We're really excited to see everything in the new God of War. Days Gone was the next one that kind of caught my attention. It kind of looked like a Sons of Anarchy mixed with like The Walking Dead. It was a real kind of Americanized biker vibe to it, and it looks cool. And later on in the show, we also got a live gameplay of it as well. The Last Guardian also came up, which of course caught many people's attentions. A release date, and this set the crowd wild, of the 25th of October this year, people. This year, 25th of October this year, The Last Guardian is coming out. The crowd just erupted at this point. It was quite amazing to see. Something that caught my attention from last year and has always kept my interest was Horizon. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn we got a live gameplay of, and it looks fantastic. It looks like a very, I guess, whether it be because of the female lead or not, I don't know, but it looked very kind of Tomb Raider-y, mixed with a hint of, I don't know, like almost like Division, I kind of want to say. There's a lot of tools that you can use on the fly to kind of down your enemies. There's a lot of zipping in and out of space. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, but I'll be honest with you guys, it's something to look out for. I would like a kind of customization to the character, if you like, but otherwise, other than that, it looks, yeah, I like it. I'm signed up. A new game that I've heard absolutely nothing about whatsoever was Detroit Becoming Human. I compared it to an LA Noire with robots. That's basically it. I think you play as a guy called Connor, or an AI, or a cyborg called Connor, and he's basically like a detective by the looks of things. So like I say, that LA Noire kind of vibe to it. So Detroit become human, or becoming human, something really again to look out for. PlayStation VR also got a release date of the 13th of October. We saw some games that were exclusive to the PlayStation VR, including Farpoint, Star Wars Battlefront, the X-Wing VR mission, something new called Batman Arkham VR, and then they kind of went into the Call of Duty world. Now, whether or not they were kind of saying, well, Infinite Warfare will have aspects of VR or not, I don't know, but either way, we got a new kind of gameplay that I had not seen before from Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and Call of Duty the Modern Warfare remastered version was also given a kind of its own trailer, but nothing we've not really seen before. And then we got a new announcement, which again, just like the Last Guardian release date, the crowd went wild for this. This was the announcement of the Crash Bandicoot, Bandicoot 1, 2 and 3 are all being remastered and revisited. I believe it's exclusive to Sony as well, so some really great news there for the Sony fans. Again, this is kind of the reason I'm looking into buying my own PS4 a little later this year. We also got a new trailer for LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, which of course looks very cool. I believe the demo is out now as well, so LEGO fans or Star Wars fans alike, go and get your hands on that. And then the crowd went wild yet again for the arrival of Hideo Kojima on stage to, I guess, show off his new game. It had the guy from The Walking Dead in it, the game that Norman Reedus, I think his name is, the guy that plays, I think his name's Daryl. I'm not a Walking Dead fan, so excuse that, but either way, Death Stranding was Hideo Kojima's new game. Kojima Productions have released this really strange kind of trailer where Norman Reedus, I think that's his name, he's got like a weird like C-section, he's naked, he's on a beach, everything's dead, everything's grey and gloomy, and there's crabs and it looks like whales and fish, lots of fish, there's a baby, like I say, he's had a C-section. It's really strange. This screams Kojima to me. But yeah, you guys will kind of have to watch it. I'll see if I can link the trailer in the description below, but it's a really weird one. But interesting, all the same, really interesting. And the last one, like I guess, that caught my attention was the new Spider-Man 4 announcement. I believe it's going to be an exclusive game to Sony. Yeah, Spider-Man, rad. Not really much else I can say about Spider-Man. And that kind of wraps everything up. This year has been amazing. Really good. Of course, Sony, for me, if I was to pick a winner or a champion of the conference, it would easily be the PlayStation conference. Everything in there was just game after game after game after game. The Crowns integration was fantastic. The orchestra blew my mind. Everything was just... I'll be watching it later on again, just for the sake of doing it. Bethesda, unfortunately, came away... I feel like I came away pretty empty-handed after watching the Bethesda conference. I feel like they, I guess, could have offered more. I don't think anybody really asked for Quake. I might be wrong. But there you go. I guess the two biggest games for me, God of War, Titanfall 2, both massive games that I'm really interested in. Of course, Battlefield 1, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, guys, it's been a great year. And I don't think there's really much else for me to say. I guess a quick recap of where I am at the moment. I'm sorry I've been a bit quiet recently. The channel's been nice and active, but I've not really had my own personal touch with you guys at the moment. What with the lead up to E3, and I guess I've got some of my own stuff going on with my personal life. But other than that, I mean, I do promise to you guys, like, I really do want to be, start coming to you a bit more and touching on a more personal level with you guys. But over the next few months, I'll be doing that and keeping you guys filled in what's going on. But for now, that's it. That's everything. That's been E3 2016. It's been another great year for E3, another great year for the industry, and we've got loads and loads to look forward to, guys. So keep it tuned in to BroGrizzly. I'll be coming to you guys with more regular stuff. You'll be hearing a lot more of my voice as I get more equipment. I'm going to get some more mics. I'm going to get some cool guests and podcasts, and there's loads and loads of stuff going on. So stay tuned, guys. It's been a pleasure, and sayonara.